And that's why I want to share with you 3 ways that embracing discomfort has made my life better. I've alluded to some of these things, but the ones I'm going to share with you, these are legit. So in 2019, so about a year after I quit my job and moved to Florida, my mother had a stroke. And I'm sharing this with you because one of my biggest fears, y'all, has always been that someone I love will need my help and I wouldn't be able to help them. And in 2019, when my mom had that stroke, that fear came to life. Because my mom had a stroke, and at the time, my husband and I were living in St. Pete off of our retirement money. We had gotten to the point where we didn't even know where groceries were gonna come from. Like my sorority sisters were literally buying groceries for us. We didn't know where our rent was gonna come from because we had hit a run. We had hit like we were like our money was had gone down a lot, and we were talking about like we had about 6 figures when we started, like a hundred and something when we started. And my mom had that stroke, and I legit didn't even know how I was gonna be able to help my mother. And I was so petrified. I was so scared. I was freaking out because I did not want to deal with the discomfort of being able to tell my parents, like, I can't help you. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't got it. And I was just going through it emotionally. And in that moment, I decided I was going to embrace the discomfort of showing up differently because I was used to putting everybody first before me. And I was ready to move with that energy when that happened to my mom. And the thing that I was able to do was show up differently. And this is why embracing this conference in my life like 100 times better. Number one, I am able to stay calm and hold space and not make things about myself. When that happened with my mom, I felt the fear. I felt how I was feeling. I wasn't pretending like the shit wasn't there. At the same time, though, like I was like, all right, this sucks. It's not ideal. Let me hold space for them. Let me focus on where they are. Let me meet them where they are. Because my family was in Honduras when this happened and I was in Florida. And usually I would be like, let me hop on a flight. And instead, I was like, no, what will make the most sense right now? And because I allowed myself to have that space, to hold that space, I was able to see the next step. And the next step is actually one of the beautiful things that came from this experience was learning to ask for help. I know that I'm not the only leader and successful person that legit be having a hard time asking for help. And during those years, I was having the hardest time asking for help. And when I remember God and my inner voice letting me know, like, we got to ask for help, that's the next step, I was weeping. I was bawling my eyes because I was like, how did I get here? I used to be the type of person that would judge people that had GoFundMe's. And now I'm the person that got to go ask somebody for help. I was going through so much inner turmoil because of that. And once I embraced that discomfort, I allowed myself to see that I was human. I allow myself to see that like I can ask for help because I don't always ask for fucking help, number one. And number two, I've cultivated a community that is so excited to help me. I sent out 2 text messages to my sorority sisters and to my close friends, and I was like, y'all, here's what's going on, here's where it is. Can y'all please help me? And together we collected about $1,000 at the time to send over to my parents to help with my mom's care in Honduras while they were able to make their way to the United States. So like I was able to ask for help. I would have never done that shit before if it wasn't because of that situation. I wouldn't have embraced that discomfort. And when I did ask for that help and I received it so effortlessly, I just felt so supported. I was so grateful for my tribe. And that's an opportunity I tend to rob them of because I don't be wanting to be asking for help. It just completely made me a better person because now I allow myself to ask for help and I allow myself to receive that help. Because sometimes we ask for help and we don't receive it. I know I've been that person asking for help and being like, you're not doing it how I'm doing it. Let me do it my way. And I learned to receive. I learned to receive with joy, y'all. I learned to receive with enthusiasm. And it has just changed my life because when I'm changing and I'm growing, I'm open. Like when I had the baby, when I had my son and I was pregnant, I was able to allow myself to receive so much help and support because I knew I didn't have to do it alone because of those experiences I had with my friends when my mother had that stroke. It all has been working wonderfully for me and to help me.